Hello Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren, also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and this is my Flosstube episode 23. It is the 1st of November, my last episode was 14th of October, so it's been around 18 days and I feel like I have a lot to share with you. If you are brand new, welcome to my channel. It is all about cross stitch. And if you're returning, then as always, a really big welcome back and thank you for coming by to check on my stitchy progress. Obviously we've just had Halloween. I do have a Halloween finish to share with you, although with it now being the 1st of November, just with the way that my filming has ended up falling, we are now technically as far away from Halloween as we can be, but nonetheless, I hope that you will enjoy my spooky finish when I show it to you. Just before I get on with all the actual stitching today, I have like a huge list of shout outs and thank yous that I just want to run through really quickly. I have been tagged in numerous Flosstube videos over the last couple of weeks, like since my last Flosstube, and yeah, it's been quite overwhelming and obviously lovely. It's always lovely to get that little notification that you've been tagged in someone else's video. I have had an extremely busy couple of weeks because one of the last weeks was half term, and so I have not had as much time to watch Flosstube as I usually would, so I am catching up with everyone's episodes. But yes, I do just want to acknowledge and say thank you to those that have mentioned my channel or me in some respect, whether it's in respect of my stitching or my sharp. Like, these people have all shouted me out in one way or another over the last couple of weeks and I really appreciate it. So big thank yous to Nightmare Before Stitchmas, Nifty Stitch, Love It, Live It, Make It Yours, and the Lancashire Stitcher, the Irish Stitcher, the Violet Stitcher, Stitching Brit, Beth Chadwick, Pearls and Ponderings, Yasmin's Made With Love, and also Rogue Mama Stitcher. Thank you to all of you. Like, all of you have tagged me recently in your Flosstube episodes and I am so grateful. Some of you I have already caught up with and I've watched your most recent episodes. Some I have marked to watch for later and I'm slowly getting through them. I'm hoping to get a bit of time this afternoon to sit and stitch after I filmed this, so hopefully I will watch a few episodes then. On the subject of Rogue Mama Stitcher, who I mentioned there last, I would just like to give her a little extra shout out today because she is so insanely close to reaching 1,000 subs, and to be honest, I'm not sure how she's not already at 1,000 because her channel is fab. It's great. She has such lovely stitching, such a great variety of stitching in her projects. She does beautiful finishing and FFOing. Yeah, she's just fabulous. She's great. So definitely, if you're not already following her or watching her channel, do head over, watch some of her episodes, enjoy, and do give her a follow because she is that close. And I know that I was super excited when I hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. And yes, so as a Flosstube community, let's help Amber to get there because she really deserves it, and I'm sure that you're going to love her videos. She's well worth watching. Also, I'm starting a sale with Amber soon, so you'll be hearing a lot more about her on my channel, I'm sure, because as when we start our stitch along together, I'll be showing you the updates, obviously, in all my episodes. So, on to my own stitching. After all those thank yous, I have done about 36 hours of stitching since you last saw me on Flosstube, but my total for the month of October has been 76 hours and 45 minutes. Those of you that watch me regularly know that I do like to time my stitching. It is literally as simple for me as putting the timer on my phone or my watch, and if I stop for a few minutes to like get a drink or whatever, I won't bother stopping the timer. But if I get up for a significant amount of time, then I will just hit pause until I come back to it. And that is how I roughly track how many hours of stitching I have done. And so yeah, quite a lot of stitching has gone on since I last saw you, and a great amount of stitching over the month in general. In the entire month, I've had 3 starts and 3 finishes, so I'm still hovering at 21 whips overall. Like, my total has not increased or gone down because I've had the same number of starts and finishes this month, so that's good. I am trying to get to sub 20 whips before the end of the year, but we will see how that goes. So, things that I have to show you today, you have already seen my Wrendale squirrel finish. So you saw that in my last episode, and I showed you that I had started my hedgehog Wrendale. These are both designs from the World of Cross Stitch calendar. And my hedgehog, I'm happy to say, is now finished, and here it is. So this is my lovely Wrendale hedgehog. I'll just give you a better view. This is called Hedgehog and Bee. You can see the beautiful hedgehog here with all that back stitching, which took me quite a while, like all this back stitching here to make him look more spiky, and his cute little feet. I just think he's lovely. There's just one French knot on him just for his eye. And then I've got the flower here with the bumblebee. And this is stitched on 32, is it 32? No, it's not, I'm sorry, no. This is 28 count, and this is a silk weaver fabric called Summer Breeze. I wasn't sure if that was its name in my last episode. I double checked in my notes, and it is. So yes, this is on 28 count, 28 count even weave. And my squirrel, which I will just show you again because I do have him here. So this was the first finish I did from the Wrendale Calendar. My squirrel here is also on 28 count, and yes, I just wanted to keep them on the same count fabric. And for those of you that are just interested in numbers, or maybe thinking of stitching these and wondering how long it might take you, I know that we all stitch at different speeds, but if you're interested, I did add it up because I was interested myself, and hedgehog here took me 16 hours and 55 minutes, and his little friend, the squirrel, took me an almost identical amount of time, just slightly less. This one took me 16 hours and 5 minutes. So yes, I know we all stitch at different speeds. If you stitch in hand using like the sewing method, you'll probably go faster. I stitch in a frame when I can. I don't really like stitching in hand if I can possibly avoid it. And yes, it was 16 to 17 hours each for these pieces for me. And I'm really pleased to have both of them done. I love all the designs in the calendar. There's 4 others, and I think I will get round to stitching 3 of the 4 that I have left. The only one I might not do is the kingfisher, and that's not because I don't love the kingfisher. I think it's beautiful, but I have a Heritage Crafts John Clayton kit of a kingfisher that isn't terribly dissimilar. It's from the Flights of Fancy range of kits, and I don't necessarily know that I want to stitch 2 kingfishers that are quite similar. So we will see. I think that I will probably get round to doing the stag that's got like the Christmas baubles on him. There's an owl in glasses, and there's a little rabbit in a party hat. At some point I will probably get round to those 3, but for the moment, no plans to start those. I'm just happy with the 2 that I've finished, but I'll probably come back to the calendar at another point in time. I hope that you can still see me okay, because I'm sat in the sunroom, but the sun has literally just disappeared. It wasn't the brightest of days anyway, but I have literally just noticed a change in the lighting in the room. Like any sun that we did have has just vanished. So I'm hoping that this has not made it too dark. We will plough on. So as I said, Halloween is well and truly over, but I did finish this in time. I finished with a few days to spare, and this is my not scary reindeer. So it's a little reindeer that is dressing up as a ghost, but his antlers are all poking out, and I just think he is the cutest little non-scary Halloween stitch. I do think I gravitate towards things like, I love Halloween designs and I appreciate watching other people stitching them. That is one of the reasons that I enjoy Maxine at Nightmare Before Stitchmas's videos so much, because she stitches all the spooky things. And I think a lot of the Halloween patterns, or like spooky patterns, are amazing. But I just tend to lean personally towards like spooky cute. And I think he definitely is spooky cute. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, especially with the lighting being so terrible in here today, but this is stitched on a 14 count sparkly Ada that is super, super pale baby pink, almost white, but just not quite. But it looks white until you put white thread against it, and then you realise it isn't quite white. But yes, a nice sparkly one. It's a shame that I didn't actually fully finish this in time for Halloween. When I did a spooky stitch last year, I did get it framed in time for Halloween, so I've had that one out on display, which was my pumpkin scarecrow. And yes, unfortunately, this did not make it to being fully finished. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet, but I was just pleased that I got it finished. I got it finished, so I was happy with that. I have 2 whips to show you now. So those are my finishers. Then I've got 2 whips to show you. So the first one is my, oh, I've picked both up by mistake. One sec, I'll put that one down for a minute. The first one is my Festive jars. There, got there in the end. This is my, oh, a bit of a tangle there with my hands. Right, this is my Festive jars. So this is the 9 jar sal. I don't know why I'm holding the board like that when I can just hold it like this, that's better. Oh, I'm flustered. Right, Festive jars. This is my 9 jar sal that I am hosting, and I'm really sorry to all those participating. I am slightly behind. I really appreciate you all stitching this with me, doing my sal. I feel terribly silly that I am behind on my own sal, but these things happen. Like I said, it's been half term. I was bowled over with those Wrendale designs and was just itching to start them, and then I really wanted to do some spooky stitching. So all those things combined have meant that my jars have been slightly neglected. We are up to part 7, so I should have 7 jars stitched for you really, because part 8 is starting on the 3rd of November, so in 2 days time we will be starting jar 8. However, I am just on jar 6 here at the moment, so that is where I'm up to on jar 6, and technically to keep up with things I should have this jar complete plus another jar by Thursday. And I'm not sure that that is going to happen, but I am trying to commit in my mind to being back up to date by my next Flosstube episode. So that is my goal, that by my next Flosstube episode I will be up to date. And I'm really sorry again that I have fallen behind. And yeah, I just feel it's really bad form to me to fall, for me to fall behind on my own sal. I feel bad about it. But yes, thank you to everyone that is stitching this with me. I know some of you have been very good and are now further ahead than me, but I do endeavour to catch up with you as soon as I can. But for now, here is my progress, and I've said it what seems like 1,000 times now with the months that we've been doing this sal, but this is a Susan Bates pattern. It's available on her Etsy, as is the summer version of the pattern, and I am stitching this on plain white 18 count Ada. So that is my 9 jar sal piece. And last but not least, in terms of whips, I have my Curious Tiger. So you won't see a massive amount of progress on this since you last saw him. I have literally just worked at the bottom here, adding a little bit more stitching. I've done a few hundred stitches, I think. Yeah, I think they're all in this bottom corner from memory, and I've added a couple of hundred stitches in. So not too exciting, but nonetheless it is progress, and I have almost hit 25% on here, so that is quite exciting. I was trying my best to get to 25% the day that I picked it up, and I was just too tired to push through to 25%. I got to 24.75%, so I'm so close. I'm so close to 25%, which, you know, will feel like a big milestone that I am a quarter of the way through him. But yes, oh, and I will pop up a picture of what he will look like when he's completely done. He is fabulous. This is a Letistitch kit, and I just love him. He's called Curious Tiger, and the fabric from the kit is a 16 count easy grid, and all the threads are provided, so I'm just using everything in the kit that has been provided. So that is my finishers and my couple of whips that I've worked on. Then I do have one very exciting new start, because I went to a retreat. I was super happy that I got a last minute place to attend the NOBAM October retreat in Northampton at the Sedgebrook Hall Hotel. I have been there before because I went there in April for the April NOBAM retreat, and I wasn't planning on going in October, but a few weeks back I did message Serena, who organises the NOBAM retreats, and asked if maybe there was a last minute spot, and there wasn't. But then a few days before the event was actually taking place, sadly for them, a couple of people were a little bit ill and they weren't able to attend, so I feel really sorry for them for missing out, and very much hope that they have had a smooth recovery. But it did mean that I did manage to get a place at last minute, so I feel really lucky that I did get a place. It was a wonderful weekend. I had a great time. I know that Teresa Little Stitcher has done quite a comprehensive video that is all about the retreat. Teresa Littlestitcher, I think it's like over an hour long. I saw it pop up on my notifications that she'd put a video out. I've bookmarked it to watch later. I think I did actually start watching like the first 10 minutes, but I need to go back to it and finish watching it. So yeah, for that reason, like she has done an entire episode, I think, dedicated just to the retreat, and she did a lot more filming than I did while we were there. I will show you a little bit of filming from the retreat before I show you my stitching. So yes, I will just pause, put a little break in here and show you the room in general, and I will just show you the finishers table, because that is always super fun to see what finishers people have brought along to share. So here we have the finishers table, so we can have a little nosy. There's just so many gorgeous things. Look at these chatelaines. Beautiful. This next one that I'm panning to here is Welcome to the Forest. I think it's Country Cottage Needleworks, and I should know that because I bought the set of patterns from Liz, but I've not unpacked them and looked at them yet. But this finish here was by Liz. I think it's beautiful, and yes, I will be stitching that. Lovely Christmas piece here that's beautifully framed with that gorgeous cardinal, and then just a bunch of chatelaines. I am not well versed enough in my chatelaines to be able to give you all the names of them, but aren't they just so gorgeous to look at, so sparkly. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything, not even the Mirabilias, like not even the Fancy Ladies, nothing compares to the sparkle on these things. Like, it is insane. This big one on the lilac just absolutely blew me away. Just the extent of the detail in it was just gorgeous. You know, an absolute labour of love, the number of hours that have gone into that, just a complete masterpiece. I think someone else was stitching that same one at the retreat, I just can't remember who. And there's some lovely little seasonal ones here, and there was definitely spring, summer, and I think winter as well. Yeah, you can just see winter there. This one is Welcome. This was Teresa Littlestitch's finish. Very cute, with a cute little mother of pearl star on top of the tree. And there is Miss Christmas Eve here. She is one of my favourite Mirabilia designs. I don't have her yet. I don't think I have her, but I do love her. And yeah, and there is the winter seasonal piece to match the others. Then this entire little pile here, I think, is Faye's pile from Fairy Floss. So she's done, like, yeah, quite a few of the Noras, or I think these are all Nora's, not Mirabilia's, those three. This Christmas Fairy I absolutely loved, and this was a huge pile. All one person's work. So you've got the gorgeous Nora Corbett Christmas Fairy, the New Year's Eve Fairy there, one of the gorgeous Bewitching Pixies. I am not sure on her name. I think there's 12 Bewitching Pixies, but she is one of them. This is one of the Petite Mermaids, and I think that one is the Sea Flora. Is that Coral Collector? I'm not sure. The other one was definitely Sea Flora. This beautiful Nora Corbett here. Just, it's crazy, isn't it, to think that this entire particular pile here, another pixie there, these have all been done by one person. So much stitching. I mean, I like to think that I stitch quite fast. But I do a lot of smaller projects and stuff, like, you know, even the Nora ladies, like these ones here that are smaller than like the big Mirabilia ladies, they're still a lot of work. So many hours of stitching in this pile. There's Miss Christmas Eve again, just on a different fabric than the one we saw earlier. Beautiful. And then a rainbow band sampler. Oh, and look at that. Just look at the pearls on that design. I love this one. I love that mermaid so much. Is this the Met Gala or the Met Ball? I think. Another beautiful mermaid. Is that Waiting for Ships? I could be wrong. I think that's Waiting for Ships. And look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Another lovely mermaid. Like I said, I just can't believe this is all one person's pile. You've got the Winter Queen hiding behind there. And the pile just kept going. This was like an actual custom design there, where she's taken bits from the other patterns. The same with these, like she's taken different bits from different Nora patterns and made her own pattern, which is just amazing. A lavender and lace there at the bottom. Absolutely beautiful. And this is somebody else's work that we're moving on to now. That's another lovely lavender and lace, I think, that isn't quite finished, but it's so beautiful. And then here we've got loads of lovely framed pieces. Look at that. Long dog sampler here, I think. Pretty sure that's a long dog. Again, beautifully framed. And look at that. I don't know what design that is, but it is incredible. Absolutely amazing. This here, I believe, is the Taj Mahal chatelaine design. Again, just an absolute labour of love with these. Like, I am in awe of the chatelaines. I really want to start one, but they're so intimidating. But yes, absolutely beautiful. I love the fabric choice on that one. And then we're moving on to some more Noras or Mirabilias. So there's that's Princess Eliana. I think I have her. And is that Alexandra? I want to say that's Alexandra. And another beautiful little chatelaine here that's been framed in a nice double mount. That would have been done by Hawkins Hobbies. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And another stunning, stunning lady there. Just beautiful, like an amazing set of finishes. And this was the Stitchy room. I just did a quick pan because I didn't want to film anyone that didn't want to be filmed. But yeah, everyone was working on a great variety of projects. Lots of fancy ladies, lots of chatelaines, but lots of other things as well. Quite a few smaller projects dotted around the room. And yeah, I just had an absolutely fantastic time at the retreat. I met so many, you know, familiar faces that I'd seen previously at other retreats, like both the NOBAM that I attended previously and the Stitchy. I saw loads of patterns. I was like heavily enabled. Oh, that's my stitching there. And yeah, I just had an absolutely fantastic time. I met loads of Flosstubers. There were I think about 7 or 8 Flosstubers there, which is always a bit surreal, like meeting people that you feel very familiar with by watching the Flosstube, but you've not necessarily met them. So that was lovely. That was really nice. Oh, and this here is Liz's finish. That I think she's just actually finished that one now. She didn't quite finish it at the retreat. And yeah, just doing a sweep of the room here, really, just so you can see what everyone's working on. That under there hiding is Cathedral Wood's Goddess. She'd done a lot on her, but she had moved the frame downwards, so yeah, there wasn't too much to see once the frame had been moved, but an absolutely beautiful design, that one. And I think that's Luna Mystica. Moving on now to the last piles of finishes. This is one of the lovely Nora Corbett Pond Pixies. I have her, I've got all the Pond Pixies and I plan to do them all. This is a Mirabilia peacock design, apparently from a previous retreat, and it apparently only has 4 colours in it. But how gorgeous is that? There were 2 other people stitching on that. This is a Bella Filipina, the hummingbird pixie. I have this pattern. I just think she's gorgeous. I'm not sure on this one. Is this a Glendon Place or is it something else? I am really not sure. I do know this one. This is Daughters of Estuary. So that is another Bella Filipina design. I don't have that one, but I think it is a beautiful design. I think this is Bluebeard's Mermaid. This is Bella Filipina Fairy Queen, I think. This is a lovely Mirabilia. There's a smaller stitch here. And then another gorgeous fancy lady by Mirabilia underneath. One of the lavender and lace ladies. Again, this whole pile is another load of work from just one stitcher. What an incredible portfolio. Oh, the Enchanted Mermaid there is gorgeous. I love her. I hope you enjoyed just having that little quick nosy at the finishes table, and just maybe it gave you the general idea of what the retreat was like a little bit. Of course, I felt like I needed a new start when I was at the retreat, so that is what I'm about to show you next. So this is a Nora Corbett pattern. She's quite an old one, and she's called Fairy Roses, and I absolutely love her, although I don't think she's that popular because she's quite old, but she's not out of print as far as I'm aware, which means there are still copies of her in stock to go around. And yeah, I just love her. I don't know why she's not that popular, but I've never really seen her, well, I've never seen her stitched at all. And then literally in the couple of days before I was going to the retreat and decided to start her, I saw someone post in one of the Facebook stitching groups I'm in, posting her as a finish, and it's the one and only time I've ever seen her stitched. So yes, she's lovely. She is all DMC with a little bit of Krynic and some beads, and she's that old that one of the Krynics that's called for is actually discontinued, like you can't even get it anymore, but I subbed that with a petite treasure braid, and I'm actually stitching her in CXC. She's the first kind of fancy lady of some description that I have decided to stitch in CXC, and so far so good. I am very happy with how she's looking. So I'll just make sure I've got her the right way up. She's that way. And I have done quite a lot. So here is my progress so far. I started her at the retreat. I got quite far while I was there with her. Like, I was really pleased with how much I managed to get done. And then since then I have done quite a few more hours on her at home. I will just give you a bit of a better look if I can at the stitching. So she has a lot of sparkle. The very light purple is the petite treasure braid that I subbed in. And then these kind of darker blobs, for want of a better word, is the gunmetal Krynic. And then the rest of her so far is, as I said, all stitched in CXC, and I'm pretty happy. I think my stitches are looking neat. I think she's looking nice, and yeah, that is my start on Fairy Roses. I'll just get rid of the board for a minute and just hold her a bit further back so you can get a better overview of the fabric choice. So I'm stitching her on 32 count, just blue sky fabric. This is one of my own hand dyes, so I dyed this. Unfortunately at the moment I don't have any of this on my website. I have some dyed, it's just not listed yet because I do like to photograph the pieces individually so people see exactly what they're getting. But yes, I do have quite a few pieces of 32 count of that will be going on the site soon, along with lots of other 32 count and a restock of like 18 count, because at the moment I'm a bit wiped out, as well as the retreat that I went to, the NOBAM retreat that I attended in October. I did send a bunch of stuff to the Stitch in London retreat, so I was not able to attend, but Marie, lovely Marie over at Stitches and Diamonds, did contact me and ask me if I wanted to send some of my Stitch Bunny stock to be sold on my behalf, and obviously I agreed. I jumped at the chance. It was a great opportunity to send some of my stuff to the retreat, and I had limited time to prepare, so I didn't send everything that I would have wanted to send, but I did send a variety of my hand-dyed fabrics, some of my whip bags, and some other little bits and bobs. And yeah, a huge thank you to Marie for letting me do that. From what I can see from people's posts on Instagram and things like that, people seem to have an absolutely fantastic time. I think that it was a real success. Quite a few of my fabrics did not get posted back to me. Do you know, I received a much smaller box back from Marie than I sent to her, so that was wonderful. If you attended the Stitch in London and bought any things from my Stitch Bunny shop, then a big thank you. I do truly appreciate every sale, and I hope that you were all happy with what you got while you were there. But like I said, yeah, I'm a bit wiped out at the moment on the website in terms of hand-dyed fabrics, but I will be doing a bit of a restock soon, because yes, like with sending stuff to the retreat and then just having been half term, I have a bunch of fabrics that are waiting to be uploaded, but I've just not got round to it. I will get round to it soon. So that is all my stitching, a little bit of a shop update, a bit of a retreat summary, and that is pretty much everything from me. I have a little bit of haul to show you. So some of it is from the retreat, some of it is not, and some of it is a bit of stitchy kindness. So I'm just looking here to try and get it in some kind of order, and I think we'll start with my little bit of Stitchy kindness, which is just absolutely lovely. So my friend Vicky on Instagram, who I talk to quite a lot, she has a Stitchy Insta. I will put up her name so you can go and check out her page. But she sent me just a bunch of like cute little needle minders that she's made herself. How cute are they? She sent me a bunny because I am Stitch Bunny. She sent me this cupcake, this super cute glittery cupcake, and like who does not love cake? The Star Mix one that she sent, I have a weakness for Haribo sweets, which she didn't know, but that is perfect for me. And then just these other little ones, like she sent me so many. And they're just all so cute, they're all so lovely. So yeah, a big, huge thank you to you, Vicky. It was so kind of you. And Vicky also sent me like this cute little kit that I've just dropped on the floor, so I'm gonna have to duck for a minute. She sent me this lovely cute little kit as well, this like floral card kit, so that's really sweet. And she sent me like a lovely letter as well. So yeah, thank you, Vicky, that was so nice of you. And also, Vicky does not have like a cross-stitching shop, but she is very talented in general with crafting, and not only does she cross-stitch, but I don't want to get this wrong, I'm sure that it's crochet that she does, and she makes like these amazing blankets. I will pop up a picture to show you. But yes, she does have an Etsy where she sells like amazing blankets that just blow my mind, like ones for babies, and like they're just beautiful. Like I said, I will pop up a picture so you can see just one of them that blew me away. But she does loads of different ones, and her shop is Moomin Crafts, and I believe that she has an Etsy possibly, but if I'm wrong on that, she definitely has a Facebook page, and I will put a link in my show notes. So if you're interested to go and see the amazing like crochet creations that she sells, you'll be able to find them if you just pop into my show notes. There will be a link. But yeah, thank you, Vicky, that was really kind, and I absolutely love them all. Like, you can never have too many needle minders. So that was my little bit of Stitchy kindness. And then shopping wise, I picked up a tacky bill. I actually picked this up closer to the beginning of the month, but I forgot to show you in my last episode. I picked this up off the back of watching one of Teresa Littlestitch's episodes where she had just bought a couple of these. So yeah, this is basically an adhesive bead mat, and it's in like a little case. I've not opened it yet. And I already know that I love stitching with a sticky bead mat when I'm doing beading, but my sticky bead mat is just like a less fancy one really off Amazon, and it's great, but it doesn't have like a case that you can close with all the beads inside it. It just has a film that you can stick over the top of it, and it works fine, but I just thought this one is just a little bit like more secure. I don't know, not secure, because obviously the beads stick to the sticky bead mat. The bead mat inside it is no different to the sticky mat I've already got, but I like the fact that it comes with its own case. That's what it is. It comes in a case, so I can lay out my beads on it and close it, whereas with my other one, if I stop mid beading, then I feel like I have to take the beads off and put them back in the containers, or I stick like the protective plastic film back over it. But yeah, it just doesn't seem as secure as having a nice little case like this that I can just throw into a project bag. So yes, I treated myself to one of those. What else have I got that is not from the retreat? Oh yeah, I've got these. So these were eBay purchases. I got these from one lady. They are both Christmas patterns. So yeah, gorgeous Christmas patterns. And if I can show both of them together for you. So yeah, two absolutely gorgeous Christmas patterns, and both of them come with buttons. So this is the patterns with the cute little buttons to sew onto them, and these are by Sara Guermani, Italian designer. They all seem to have DMC. I'm just looking on the back now. Yeah. both DMC, so no speciality threads as far as I can see from the materials lists on the back, and I just thought they were gorgeous, unusual. I've not seen them before, I've never heard of this designer before, and they just caught my eye. I thought they were lovely. The chances of me doing these and finishing either of them for this Christmas is 0. The chance of me starting one for this Christmas is also fairly slim, just because I have so many other Christmas things already kitted and good to go. But yes, both beautiful, and I will look forward to doing those at some point. I may change my mind and start one before this December. We'll just have to see. And then I also picked up this chart, which is so me. Like, this makes me laugh so much. There could not be like a truer chart for me and my Stitchy shopping habit. It's just perfect. So this is by Puntini Puntini. It doesn't come with any buttons or anything like that, and I don't think there's any buttons. There doesn't seem to be any buttons in the model stitch on the design, because I know a lot of their patterns do come with buttons. This one doesn't. And this is all DMC as well, just looking at the back. So yes, looking forward to doing this. Let's have you another look at that. But yes, I will not buy craft supplies this month, and other lies I tell myself. I'm sure that this is appropriate for many of us, not just for me. And that is all of my non-retreat goodies to show you. So then the last bits I'm showing you are from the retreat. And these ones are not much to look at, but I grabbed the Bella Filipina Crystal Mermaid pack from Hawkins Hobbies. So that is just all of the DMC, the speciality thread, the Krynic, the beads. That is everything I need to stitch the Crystal Mermaid by Bella Filipina. I'll be choosing my own fabric from my own shop, and I've already got the chart. So I just got it without fabric and without chart, but just with all the other stuff. And I did the same for, which one's this? Oh, Armian, the Deity of the Wind. I love her. She is possibly to date my favourite Bella design. I think she's beautiful. And again, Zarina from Hawkins Hobbies does the material packs, which just takes all the inconvenience out of kitting up. You know, a lot of things I do kit up myself, but sometimes it is just nice, especially for ones that have like a lot of beads or a lot of Krynic and things. It's just nice to have them kitted and good to go. So again, I've got a Hawkins Hobby material pack there with everything other than the fabric and the chart, which I've already got. And lastly, I also got from Zarina. So again, in terms of material packs, the last material pack I got was this Trick or Treat Fairy material pack. So that one is for the Nora Corbett Trick or Treat Fairy, which is a download available from Hirschner's. So you can go on the Hirschner's website and download the Trick or Treat Fairy pattern for a couple of pounds. It's not very expensive, but it does have, you know, a few specialist threads in it, and a bead pack. So yes, I've got that from Zarina. That's got everything in there that I need to stitch that. I also got my little butterfly from Zarina, which I bought a few like of these Mill Hill bead ornaments from her the last time that I saw her, and I loved this one, but she had none left. So she made sure that she brought one to the retreat for me. Did get some other haul from Zarina, and a few other bits, but I've been that disorganised with it being half term. I've still not unpacked all my retreat bags. So I do still have a bag somewhere that's not unpacked. So at some point I will show you some other bits. But for now, that is my retreat haul. I've been so busy with it being half term and stuff, because literally I went to the retreat on the Friday that half term started. So when I got back, it's just been, everything's been about the kids. And I've not had a few minutes really to be too organised and unpack everything. So yeah, I do have a little bit more haul that I've not even unpacked yet. I will show you that at a later date. And my mystery box included loads of lovely things. I got lovely threads from Silks for You. I got a lovely piece of sparkly fabric, but they're all tucked away somewhere at the moment. But I can show you my chart that I got in my box. So this is the Dear Santa, I've Been Good chart by Lizzie Kate. It is a really good one. I love this. And if you're thinking it's really familiar to you, it probably is, because I showed this, I think it was in my last Flosstube episode, I showed this because literally a week before I went to the retreat, I bought this because I love it so much. So obviously it's amazing that I ended up getting it in my box because it's something I really love, but it's just a shame that I'd already bought it the week before, so I now have it twice. So if you tune into episode 24, when I film my next episode, I think I will do a giveaway for this chart in my next episode, so that one of you lovely viewers can also have the chance to stitch this in time for Christmas, because I don't think it won't be a particularly long stitch or a difficult stitch. The Lizzie Kates always stitch up quite quickly for me, so yeah, do check back in with my episode 24 if you want the chance to stitch this for yourself. And lastly, I picked up this lovely book zine, which is all Dren Jones designs. I'm not going to flip through it, but yes, it is full of lovely, lovely things to stitch, very me. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful things in here that I look forward to hopefully stitching at some point, but if not, I just like to have a lovely browse. And yes, I couldn't leave this behind. It's just got so many lovely designs in it. So that is all of my stitching, all of my retreat news. The last thing to do really is just a little bit of life update, which I've already touched on really. It's been half term, so everything has been about the kids really. I have made sure that we got out and about doing quite a few activities where they could dress up in their outfits. We've not actually been trick-or-treating. We did not do trick-or-treat last night on actual Halloween, but we did do our pumpkin carving last night. And yeah, I'll pop up some pictures and stuff just while I'm chatting about it. But yes, on actual Halloween, we did some pumpkin carving, and they had a spooky dinner, which was like spiders. Like, obviously it wasn't actual spiders, it was chicken. It was chicken nuggets shaped like spiders. So yeah, they had like a spooky dinner, and we did pumpkin carving, and we had Halloween biscuits after their dinner. So they were like shortbread little biscuits from, I think they're from Marks and Spencer's, and they came in like a cool Halloween house that then lights up with an LED underneath it. So yeah, we had a nice sedate evening on actual Halloween itself, but prior to that, throughout the rest of the half term, we did trips to the safari park for the Halloween event where they got dressed up, and they had like shows, and loads of the staff were dressed up in character. I took them to a pumpkin patch. We did Halloween pony riding where they dressed up their ponies and decorated them with like loads of Halloween themed bows and spooky things, and we went on a little ride, and then they did some Halloween games, and they got a little Halloween rosette to bring home. So that was all very cute. And of course, like I said, half term began when I was still at the retreat, so my other half took them out to a couple of Halloween things. Oh, and I took them to a Halloween rave, which was a child appropriate rave. It's a group that I attend on a weekly basis with my little boy. I used to take them together until Daisy started school. But yes, it's like a crazy group, because I find like a lot of the baby groups, like they can be quite like regimented, can't they? Like you go to a music group, or you go to a dance class, or you go to a group that has a set format where they're doing things in a certain order. And my little boy doesn't always like that. Like he likes to run around and go a bit crazy. And so this particular group that we go to, like that's exactly what it is. It's just like a party basically. Every week there's just a party, and it's super fun. And they did a special Halloween event, so we went to that, and Daisy loved it because obviously it's been a while since she's been able to go, and it was a Halloween theme, so they dressed up for that. And yeah, we've just had a really fun, really great week. I've really enjoyed having Daisy back home with us for that full week, because I have missed that. Like obviously we've adjusted and she's growing up, she has to go to school, but still it has been a strange adjustment to go from having two of them at home, taking them out to places together all the time, to just being me and little boy for the weekdays and only being able to do stuff all together on the weekend. So yeah, I enjoyed having a home for that week and being able to do all the things that we used to do before she started school, so that's been absolutely lovely. In other news, I am not sure that I have that much excitement to share with you. I'm just trying to think, I'm trying to rack my brain if there's anything else, but really, I mean, half term, went to the retreat. I don't think I've got much else exciting to report. Yeah, so that will be all for me for this episode 23. Like I said, I will do a giveaway, that Christmas chart I will give away in episode 24. So do check back for that, or if there is somebody that you know that would love to stitch that chart, even if you wouldn't, then let them know. I will give that away in my mid-month episode. I know that I still have not done my stash dive part 3. It's still very much on the cards. I'm hoping that it will come this year. I would like to box that off before the end of the year and not leave it hanging, because I've done part 1 and part 2, but I just don't seem to be able to find a minute at the moment. I'm shocked that I've been able to find time to do this today, but I have. I'm hoping I get it uploaded today. If not, you might see it in a day or two's time, but I will endeavour to get it up and online for you to watch today. And yes, all of you, I hope that you do some fantastic stitching over the next couple of weeks before my next Stitchy update. I hope that you have had a lovely Halloween if you did celebrate. I hope that you're looking forward now to all things Christmassy and getting your winter stitching out and getting ready to do all that. And yes, I will see you again in a couple of weeks. I'm sure it's going to fly by. Take care, everyone. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you've enjoyed this episode, I hope that you consider hitting the subscribe button, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.